What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Ricky2ra podcast episode. What episode are we on? 36. I have been, before we start everything, I know on YouTube it's dark on this. I'm just literally rushed a bit this morning because everything's everywhere at the moment. Just because that I didn't charge my camera battery. So literally I just spent 20 minutes of just that on charge, and I'm on 2 bars at the moment on my camera. So for the people that are watching on YouTube, I apologise if this cuts off. Most likely it might. I will try to keep it maybe in the 20-minute mark this time. It is totally my fault, that's my bad. But I will cut the audio off my Anchor podcast and stick it at the end, so there probably might be no video in the middle or the end of the YouTube segment. But listen, we're here, okay? It is not as dark today because I've started later. We're currently on 20 past 8 in the morning here. So yeah, we're 9 days till Christmas, and it's been a wet one this morning, I'm not gonna lie. It has been raining, but it seems to have stopped at the moment, and it looks like we're going to get some sort of cool sunrise because I can see it in the distance, some sort of light. But anyway, yeah, so this is just how it is. We're just improvising at this moment of time. And you know what? I think I might move my light a little bit as well whilst I'm here, because you know what? We improvise on the Ricky2ra podcast as well. So that might be a little bit better, perhaps. Maybe it made no difference at all, but anyway, it's just going to be how it is. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I'm usually more organised than this, but hey, you get days like this, you just got to adapt. So anyway, what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about 4 topics again. And I've kind of like mixed them up. I've put them in this particular order for a reason. So we're gonna be talking half sports stuff and half magic stuff. Okay. So the first thing is going to be the reaction to the Joshua and Pulev fight. Yes, I did watch it. If you guys didn't catch it, you'll get my reaction off that. The second thing I'll be talking about is books versus DVDs. I'm talking specifically about magic books, okay? And magic DVDs. So this one's really for the magicians out there, that topic. The third topic is Manchester United versus Leeds United. Yes. I'm going to probably get loved and hated on this topic, but I'm just keeping it real on this podcast, and you will get my honest opinions on that game. And the final one is back to magic. I'm going to be talking about fake magic. I think that kind of says it in the name there, so I don't really need to explain what I'll be getting into in that one. But anyway, let's jump straight into this because I'm currently working on my camera batteries schedule, so this may be a shorter episode than usual, but hey, I might as well just tell you now, we'll do a Christmas special next week, okay, for Christmas, because it'll be like the 23rd or something like that. Before Christmas it'll be, yeah, basically that. And look at that, my camera's already on a red light. That is lovely. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to just get into it, and if it cuts off YouTube, I apologise. I'll probably switch it up on my iMac or something like that, alright? But anyway, what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about, well, I've already told you what I'm going to be talking about. I'm so busy looking at the red light that I don't even know what I'm doing. So, what are we going to be jumping into first? We're going to be jumping into the Joshua and Pulev reaction, okay? And this is going to be my honest opinion. And you know what? It went 9 rounds, I think it did. It went 9 rounds, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a good fight. Okay, it was a really good fight, but Pulev has got one hell of a chin, and I'm telling you, he got rocked hard, and he didn't even move at times, and he was laughing at one point as well. And I was quite surprised actually, because when Joshua was taking him out, I believe in the third or fourth round, can't remember specifically which one, but he took him out, and he kind of couldn't keep up with Joshua, and he had his back turned at one point as well. And but anyway, in the ninth round, Joshua did what he did best, and knocked him out. Really, it was, you got to admit, it was a great finish, really. So so yeah, that was it. But Pulev didn't give up. And that's the thing that I liked. Even though Joshua was the favourite anyway for this match, you know, you'd never underestimate your opponents, especially like the Ruiz fight, the first one. So, you know, Joshua came into this fully focused, but so did Pulev. And, you know, Pulev was getting some good shots in. You know what, there was a bit of dirty tactics, but listen, that's boxing, man. Like, you've got to do what you got to do. And but I don't think Pulev really caused any problems for Joshua, and yeah, that's just how it ended. It ended with a Joshua win anyway, and like I said in my last episode to that fight, I believe Joshua would get the win anyway, but I wasn't sure how he got the win, but he did it in spectacular fashion. So yeah, that's how we did it. But now, since that fight is over, you know, the thing is, what everybody wants to see is only one boxing match, and that is the Joshua v Fury match. So Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. I won't get in depth to who Tyson Fury is in this episode. Maybe I might do it in like a different type of episode, but it's going to be probably the biggest boxing match of all time. I don't know, probably, but it needs to be done when like fans are allowed, like proper, like I'm talking about 80,000 fans. Like, for me, like Wembley, 80,000 fans, Tyson Fury v Anthony Joshua, like that's basically what I've got in my mind. But yeah, the question for me to you guys, if you're boxing fans that are listening, who do you think would win between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury? Because Anthony Joshua's got power, and you know that once you get hit by Anthony Joshua, it's pretty hard to get up. And I think that basically speaks for itself in his career. But for Tyson Fury, he's a very awkward fighter, and by awkward I mean he's very unpredictable. You do not know what he's going to do in the ring. So if you train for something, he could be doing something else. Especially for that Deontay Wilder fight, the second one, especially for that, where he got a new trainer in. It was at Kronk or something like that. Training, it was a specific type of boxing method. I don't know, I didn't look into it, but he absolutely stunned Wilder there, and got was it a TKO? Did it end in? But he did knock him down like 2 or 3 times in that match, and surprised and shocked the whole world, really. So if he, you know, dodges all of Anthony Joshua's shots, and Anthony Joshua has gassed out multiple times as well, especially from the Klitschko fight, where he used all of his energy to knock him down, and Klitschko was almost there to knock him down, to the Andy Ruiz one, where, you know, he went all out to try and knock him out, and then he gassed out. So that's something to look at maybe on Fury's side. But if Anthony Joshua lands the punch on Tyson Fury, Could it be different to Deontay Wilder's? Because Tyson Fury took the punch and he got up. You know what? Who knows? But yeah, that since the Joshua and Pulev fight is done and dusted, and I know there's like Usyk that's mentioned for one of the belts that Joshua has, but I feel like this fight needs to be done now. The Fury and Joshua one. I feel like it needs to be done. And if somebody does lose, I don't want it to be a split decision. So if somebody does lose, I know the rematch will happen. But it depends when the actual first match happens as well. But it was a great knockout that Joshua got on Pulev. Spectacular finish, like I said. And yeah, like I said, there's only one match really everybody wants to see. So yeah, hopefully that will happen sooner than later. So you know what? Let's jump in, because we're doing all right with this flashing red light. But if it ends, it ends. It might be a short one this time, podcast, but listen, stuff like that happens. But books versus DVDs, magic books and magic DVDs. I'm still in a learning process to this, yeah, and so I'm just speaking what I've learnt so far, and I know there's many other magicians out there that have gone more in depth than I'm about to, but I'm just talking from my perspective, what I think about this. So I actually own more magic DVDs than magic books, and I'm trying to hopefully balance that out and maybe go to more towards the book side. I've been a bit lazy on the book side recently, but it in the past I have done more books than DVDs. But what I mean by that, more books than DVDs, even though I said I have less, is that there are multiple, well not multiple, there's like loads of effects, ideas in books than there is in DVDs. So what have I got? I've got Paul Harris Art of Astonishment. I've got the Tarbell Course in Magic as well. So there's loads of effects in there, and the beauty about magic books is that I'm still learning about is that you can use your imagination more, because you're reading something and in your mind you can process that effect in your style, and the beautiful thing about it is every magician processes that information differently in their mind, whereas compared to a DVD is that the method is already there and it's going to be a complete replica of what you perform. And even though the magician or whoever's teaching it says, you know, do it what style would suit you, I reckon about 99% of magicians still go with what is taught on that DVD. And I'm one of them, like, you know, because I've learnt it that way, I'm going to perform it that way. And as the years go on, I kind of try and maybe do it the same method, like the same way, but try and put more of myself, my style into it. But that's as the years go on, you learn from it. So yeah, it's in the favour. I'm going to be a little bit biased here. I'm more in the favour of books, but it's something that I need to get into more, so that's why I'm favouring it. But for DVD wise, it's for me, I'm a visual learner, so it's a lot easier for me to get magic effects from DVDs because I'm a visual learner and I understand it more and I can see the actual techniques, sleight of hand, preparation that needs to go in if it is a gimmicked effect or if it's a self-working effect, I know. Whereas in a book, I would have to read it maybe like 3-4 times to actually understand sometimes, because if I've got like cards in my hands and telling me to do a move and it's just showing me a picture, like I wouldn't understand 100% the first time. It'd probably take me like 2, 3 or 4 times to process, whereas in a DVD I can get it the first time. So there are the positives, you know, the benefits, and you know, so it kind of wears out really. Whereas I feel like a good mix, and that's what I'm trying to say, like a balance of both would be brilliant, especially for myself. But for like DVD wise, there's not as many effects as there is in books, So books in the long term are a better investment for magicians, and I'm definitely going to invest. You notice how I'm not saying buying, I'm saying investing in books, because you can buy magic DVDs, but you invest in the books because you can always go back to that and find something different every single time, guaranteed. You might have read that book, but if you go back to it in a year's time, it will be completely different, whereas a magic DVD will always stay the same. That's just my opinion, what I feel. Maybe some magicians might, have a debate saying that maybe they prefer DVDs more. They can get their own style straight away. It's just whatever works for you, really. But I'm a more visual learner. I prefer DVDs, but if I want to expand my creativity and want to come up with something different, I prefer books as well. So yeah, but that's just me. I'm starting out in the book stage, so like I just mentioned, I've only got a couple of books. I'm gonna get some more yet, and upgrade my knowledge and stuff like that. But I'm not just stopping the DVDs as well. Like the DVDs will always be there, and I will always purchase more. But for book wise, it's a better investment, really, from my opinion. And you know what? Let's go into the third topic, okay? I really apologise for this podcast that I am going a bit quicker than usual. I will promise that for the next one I'll charge my battery more. But let's talk about Manchester United versus Leeds United. So I'm just going to get this off, just off the start for the first time. Yes, I was brought up in Leeds, but I'm a Manchester United fan. That's just who I grew up watching, alright? I was just a little kid. Nobody in my family watches it. Football, well, now they do, but I just grew up watching Manchester United. I just flicked on the TV and Manchester United played. I was like, cool, we're going to support them. So, yeah, it's going to be a good match because I can't remember the last time these two played together, but it's been a very big rivalry in the past, and I've seen a few matches back on YouTube, and the crowd and everyone. Obviously, there's going to be no crowd this time, but just the rivalry in general is pretty big between Leeds and Man United. So, who is going to win this? I really do. I love Leeds United as a football club, but Manchester United is a football team that I've been following since I was a kid. So I'm hoping, especially for this season, Manchester United are having a great season. Yes, Leeds have lost a few games, but Leeds have been playing brilliant. I can't say anything bad about Leeds. They've been playing. Bielsa, what he's done to that Leeds team since he's got there is unbelievable. It was the same with Ollie at Manchester United, but there's so much pressure on him, and just the squad isn't performing and gelling properly as I thought they would be this season. So I am hoping for a 1-0 win for Man United, and I don't know when that goal's going to come, but I do believe that win would boost the confidence more, and I feel like Manchester United need it more, but there is more pressure on Manchester United as Leeds have nothing to lose. They've just got promoted into the Premier League and they're going to go all out, so it will be a very, very difficult game, but I believe that Manchester United might just get the edge on it. Yes, Ricky, like people that says, Ricky, we know you're a Man United fan, you're going to favour Man United. Yes, but I'm not going to go over the top and say Man United are going to win comfortably. It will be a very hard game. And if Manchester United do not get that goal, Leeds United will end up getting it because they will counter-attack you. And Manchester United's defence have just been a shambles this season. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was 0-0 and Leeds United end up getting the win. I would not be surprised about that, just because of the performance that Manchester United have had recently as well. But with the quality players like Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, I really am hoping that they do something in that game. But players like Patrick Bamford, Alioski, Pablo Fernandes, Rodrigo, Rafinha for Leeds United, they've got like the same amount of players that can do the opposite of what I just said. They can counter attack Man United. Harry Maguire, Lindelof are the best pairing in the world, and they can punish them if they do something wrong. But anyway, that's my opinions. on that. And you know what? Let's go on to the last topic. All right. And the last topic is fake magic. I've wrote on here, talk to the people and freestyle it. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's throw this away. Let's freestyle it. So fake magic, what do I mean by that? And I probably will go in depth on this in another episode actually. We're just going to keep it nice and brief now at this moment in time. But fake magic, I mean like people that just do magic on social media. And it's like actors and stuff like that. Like I'm not a big fan of it. As the more I grow into magic, the more I see stuff on social media, and I'm not naming no names because whatever you do for a living, whatever you're passionate about, and if that's what you like to do, that's you doing you, like, but this is just my opinion on stuff like that. So I'm not attacking anybody that does stuff. I know fake magic is such a strong word, but that's just what I feel, even though the magic is there. But I feel like if there's a forced reaction, it can be fake. Do you know what I kind of mean? So yeah, like stuff on social media that, you know, it looks good. Like, don't get me wrong, some fake magic's entertaining as hell. Like, I'm not against it, but I'm just saying that it's not my cup of tea. Like, I'd rather have, you know, a proper effect, proper people. And if it takes me 1 day, 2 days, 3 days to get a great reaction, that's fair enough. So that's what I mean by fake magic, and yeah, do you know what, we're gonna go into fake magic part 2 in the next episode, because I do not know when my camera is gonna turn off, but we'll just take that brief topic and we will start off next episode with it. I'm just gonna write it down, fake magic part 2, because it's a good cliffhanger for this episode. But you know what, podcast, I'm gonna leave it here today. This is my fault. I know I've got all day to recharge my battery, but I have got a pretty heavy schedule on today as well. But I will edit this up tomorrow for the Thursday and put it on YouTube, and I promise I'll have a good Christmas special for next Wednesday, okay? But yeah, that's just I'm totally oblivious to my camera battery, you know. So, but anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this episode of what I have said. I really do value everybody that listens to this podcast, and you know what, I know I've got one person that listens, and whoever you are, like, I really appreciate you. So I hope you've enjoyed and understand my situation in this podcast episode and why it is cut short today. But I hope you've got value from the book and DVD section from this. I really enjoyed talking about that as well. Like I said, I'm going to continue the fake magic part for the first topic of next episode, so that's something to look forward to. And yeah, please like, subscribe, rate, and share this podcast, especially for the YouTube watchers as well. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you all next week.